but Slardar runs fast in the river, right? Certainly he can salvage this game, both lanes, right? For Emo. I mean, I guess that's the game plan. It's got to be, right? They're building this around the last pick Slardar. Nothing else makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're definitely hoping that the Slardar just kind of wins mid, then he's able to rotate to the side lanes and kind of just like pop off, win this game single-handedly. And
it is a wild
I think
support duo, though.
Yeah, I think it's possible. It's just he doesn't really have much damage. So the supports don't provide damage. Like Bane doesn't, Puck doesn't.
Right.
So again, I think Beyond kind of has to pop off this game, kind of like he did last game, and provide this like insane amount of damage.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Baboka. Just, you know, throwing out that first curveball. He has gone for the curveball facet, of course. Like you said, it's just better. Yeah, but the damage you were saying, just on these cores, right?
Yeah, I just think the damage is on the cores, which was kind of a problem for Nemesis last game to some extent. I think their cores do have the ability to do a lot of damage, so it's not as scary, but it still ends up.
Blood grenade out from Baboka, a little curveball here, but Eris will simply walk out of range of the sentry, and he is a-okay. Yeah, really interesting decision here for Yakutou Brothers, because I don't know. I also feel like as a support, if you don't get a BKB on this puck, like what are you gonna do? Because they've got Hex, they're gonna have a bounty to set up vision on you. So you know, you being able to try and phase shift, you know, some Void Spirit ultimate seems tough. Like it's a tall order.
Yeah, it's definitely not a. It's a fine puck core game, but it's a hard puck support game because of that. I would say probably the most normal thing he would do is just rush a vessel, just play to kind of have built-in damage that way. So I don't really see a point in him going like blink or even like a witchblade. Like he won't really do much. Also, something I think is a bit surprising is the line ended up being the 4 and not the 5. I definitely thought that they would just lane the bounty with the Darkseer. As usually you do, like it's good to pair up melee with Darkseer because you know then you have the ability to throw shell on this guy when you hit level 3 and like do this all-in timing. I guess they're just worried about bot lane and they don't want to give Puck a free game. And even the range heroes aren't terrible with Darkseer. I just feel like it's harder to win the lane, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's more picking the range with Darkseer ends up 50-50 in the lane.
For sure, and I think of all of the range support heroes, I do think Lion is maybe not the tankiest one to give you that opportunity. They're trying at a level 2 timing here, but it's pretty good on that magic damage. Fly, ticking down, and will go to that Ion Shell. Raven, first blood here, is going to have to watch his Lion fall, but no, he's not going to quite get Ollie there.
Yeah, but the big thing is Darkseer is kind of going to get soul XP. I assume he's not really going to get denied this wave. And he's going to hit one tonight. Ooh, okay. Well, he would have hit level 3 and then gotten all his mana back. So when the line TPs, they could have just like instantly gone a second time. But
do you think it's
like one creep off? So
yeah, do you think we're going to see maybe more about like, oh, we want the Lion to do a lot of magic damage to be able to get through you know, the relatively little HP of the TB and just pressure him a lot in lane with Ion Shell on the Darkseer? Because it's like if you take more points in Earth Spike, it's good damage. Like that damage ramps up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I honestly think it's more of a the Lion Nature's Prophet lane might give Nightsucker too free of a time because you have these double really squishy range heroes. Whereas now doing it this way, top lane's still probably at worst a 50-50. Yeah. But now bot lane is an actual strong lane because you have this melee hero that can trade and do good. And obviously the Lion Darkseer is fine because he has stuns. So it's like even if you don't have a second hero that gets Ion Shell, you have the ability as Darkseer to just go in and trade with your Lion stun. So it's not a terrible lane. Like I think Darkseer's laning stage is just strong. Whenever there's a TB on the other side, you should pretty much just win every lane for free.
Yeah, for sure. And he's at that level 3 timing here, so he should be feeling pretty happy. Mid lane, just to kind of comment on how this is going so far, pretty good, honestly, for Mac. I assume this lane's going to get much worse for him as the points get added on for the Slardar, and, you know, the trades become basically untakeable, but not bad at all.
Yeah, it should be hard. I would say at already level 3, it should be one of the lanes that he should not be doing this good as the Void Spirit, to be honest. Like, and this is one of those things where it can feel awkward. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Especially if he dies
3
here.
heroes there. Akashi, yeah, closing the door. He's fast in that river, but not fast enough, and especially with Jing rotating through to secure the kill. Once again, 4 heroes mid lane. This time, still on the Radiant side, but the complete opposite team. Looks very familiar.
So, okay, I have this theory, or not this theory, but this kind of like concept that I've talked with like my teams about. And it's kind of like if you use your last pick and you make the draft weird with your last pick to win your lane, and then you don't win your lane with the last pick, you've kind of just griefed the draft without getting a lot from it. Right. So it's like in this game, I think to some extent, picking the Slardar and then having the TB still go carry makes your draft awkward and weird. And then now that the Slardar is still losing mid, it just is going to slow your whole game down.
Yon didn't have a quelling. They might still catch him. Another curveball here. Ooh, Baboka. Oh, he sees him. Nicely done. I think he gave the vision there for the kill. Okay. Okay, he's practiced. He's practiced. This isn't his first time, but he is going to go down.
That's curveball. I think that's probably one of the top facets in the game right now, especially since they added the like dot that it does. When it's like flying in the air, it still does like a little like percentage of the damage every second. So it's like canceling blinks for a bit longer. Sometimes it lasts, it's the range creep, does a little extra damage. It's so good. I feel like the other one's just so... I think the other one's just like the easy mode one, where you just like pick it because you don't feel like having to curve your orb every single time.
Check out this reaction that we didn't really talk about. Yakutou Brothers, they're going to put the TV down bottom, obviously to avoid this terrible lane with the Darks here. That Helm is going to be ready soon, I believe, on the Darks here with the 5-minute wagon, but you've also got the TB putting some pressure down bottom onto that tier 1 tower. No one there to make a defense. This is an interesting kind of moment in the game as Max hits level 6, 4 heroes mid again. Emo is tanky, gets a little bit of a nightmare save, gets the crush on the way out, but still will fall. And now Ollie, poor Ollie, ticking down to the urn. He is going to stay alive under the tower, but gets caught. Second urn charge. Down he goes. That's an arcane rune for you right there. Really making a difference on Mac.
And now I'm starting to definitely kind of worry for Yakutou Brothers. Because it's like, I'm just worried about the Slardar's impact in the game going forward. He's level 5. He's almost going to be 2 levels down on the Void Spirit mid. Like, his game is pretty rough. And you also, again, your TB carries doesn't have the greatest of games already versus just Darkseer. Like, he's going to get out-carried by the enemy offlaner.
Classic. Classic, just, you know, what are you going to do, Fly? You're going to sit here? It's going to bring the creeps over to him to farm. But eventually the support's coming on over. Right? I mean, yeah, here we go. There's the dust. There's the gig is up. And it was pretty good space created, though. There's no way he escapes, right? Yeah, okay, he's going to be slept. Walk back into the dust AoE.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, he is tanky. This guy's so tanky. But eventually he will fall. Fly only level 5 off of that kill. Top lane, Baboka, no! Baboka, he needs to live. He's very nice puckish regen there, but they'll drop a wall of replica. Curveball shall not save him here. Down he goes. I've had the pleasure, Gunner, this year of casting a lot of Yakutou Brothers. So I was pretty overjoyed when, you know, obviously it's never fun to see a team not be able to make it to TI, but I was happy to see them stand in and take the place because a lot of Emo having the raw skill, Fly being a fairly active carry, beyond being like low-key and up-and-comer, just a strong offlaner, and Baboka just kind of giving you a little bit of a curveball each and every time. You just never know what's going to happen. they've been an absolute joy to watch throughout a lot of qualifiers this year.
Yeah, I think Beyond has honestly impressed me a lot. Every time I watch this team, I feel like China always has really good offlaners. I think, what was it, 2 years ago? Or like the Seattle TI was his XXS? Was that like... or no, what was it?
Planet. It was Planet, right? Or New?
Planet, yeah.
Yep.
And he had the big showing. I feel like there's Beyond his XXS. There's all these really good offlaners, I feel like, from the region. I feel like that's where the like region shines in terms of roles. Like you think of like Eastern Europe, I would say you think of carry players. Western Europe, I would say more mids. You think of like Nisha, and you know, for
oh, here it is, the first link. Okay, a little bit of a hurricane. They're really making a dive here. Unfortunately, Emo too far away to continue the chain.
That's a big commitment.
5 heroes mid, 2 ultis drop. They're gonna still try for this tower. Okay, nice crush in the meantime. Fly, no Sunder. Doesn't have the skill point. Ooh,
wait, that was so aggressive.
That is wow, that is a man who could not stand on business right there. Emo, very nice stun on Tattoo. Mac, he's gonna jump in a second time. Eris, he will go down. As Yakutou Brothers, they've got to run for cover. This has not worked out for them. And Raven, he's here with his own Helm creep. That will be a tier 1 tower in exchange. Basically just for a kill onto a bounty. That's it.
I hope they don't catch anything with this smoke, because Void Sphere was kind of, he was amplified damaged by the slider while they smoked, so surely the TV knows, surely Fly knows that they're smoking on him, right?
Well, he did see the Watcher there. Unfortunately for him, I mean, the chain stun's just chef's kiss perfect. No chance to even use a Sunder if he had a skill point. So back-to-back deaths here for our Terrorblade, who, by the way, was, what, a 17th pick, 18th Darkseer. And then of all things, Yakutou Brothers, they decide to flex the first, or the second pick Puck, I believe, onto the support instead of running the support TB. So it's just to catch people up in case you're wondering how we got here. I'm also a little bit puzzled by it personally, but we'll see. Well, you got to let Baboka cook.
Yeah, the game's still young. It's 11 minutes in. I wouldn't say it's, you know, it hasn't snowballed horribly yet, but it's definitely starting to head in that direction that I'm worried about, where Rage is going to constantly bring more heroes to every fight. You have the Bounty Hunter to kind of scout, you have the Nature Prophet to TP in, Void to just initiate, and I feel like both teams kind of have that philosophy of one guy to scout, one guy to show up to fights, but I think I got kind of griefed when the Puck ended up being a support. Because let's say the Puck was a core, right? Now you do have this guy who can show up to fights so quickly when he gets Blink, when he orbs in, and then you kind of have your TB or your Night Stalker is the one who's like farming around the area. And I just feel like the Puck being a support just kind of like ruins a lot of what they wanted to do.
2 fights going on right now. They'll catch Fly up top lane. It's going to be the carry dead, just popped with the finger, and nice timing there on the Wrath of Nature. Simultaneously, they fail on the kill on the Beyond. He's just slightly too tanky. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they forced. It feels forced. I don't see the benefit, especially, I mean, maybe this game looks completely different, right? If this 24 Slardar actually ends up winning lane. But that's not what happened. Yeah. Mac came out even better. And half of that was because of the NP rotations. Well, rotation, singular, at the 4-minute water rune.
Yeah, but I feel like that's something you kind of want to expect, especially when you did it to them the game before. True. It's not like it was
whoa, that's illegal. You can't do that, you know? That's our move. We patented it.
Yeah, you can't copy. I still see an angle where they do end up having damage. TB still is a hero that does a lot of damage with not many items. Like just having illusions plus meta popped in a fight will enable him to kill heroes. It's just, it is getting worrisome when the top 3 networks are all the same team.
Thanks. Ollie, he's got a grip if he needs it. They shouldn't need it just for Jing. So he will be taken down, kill to Emo, and a swift D-ward on the back of that kill through the gate. Well done. Again, my concern is just how big Raven is. Completely uncontested lane. Richest hero in the game. He is clearing both mid laners easily as far as experience goes. Helm of the Dominator, arguably maybe the item of the patch. We'll see how TI continues to develop. He's building teamfight items as well, right? With that mechanism and presumably Greaves after. Maybe you don't really need a pipe, right? It's not a carry. It's not a core puck. I just feel like his game is just looking so good.
Physical damage. I even think in this kind of game, if Helm of the Dominator wasn't as good, he would have went Crimson Guard and just bought Vanguard for the lane.
No, now that, well, they don't really need it now that they've got the Corrosive Haze. They should get this eventually. Really run there. Yeah, against the blink. Oh, Sister Shroud.
Sister Shroud.
Classic.
What a fun item.
It got nerfed.
Missing 3 hits in a row. It did get nerfed.
It did get nerfed,
but still, it's strong. Every time I miss a guy randomly, I get really sad. It's what, like, it's 1 guaranteed hit now instead of 2, right?
Yeah.
It's like 1 guaranteed hit, then 175% chance. Which,
well, wasn't that your favorite part about playing mid though? Was uphill missing?
Oh yeah, I love uphill missing, and then the enemy mid goes to last hit my range creep, and then he doesn't miss.
Yeah, that's great.
And you feel like you just lost the first wave because of just RNG. That's the best. I love RNG personally.
And then for a while, and then you like, all right, I'm gonna get rid of this uphill missing, and then they gave it on wards, and then you could uphill miss on wards for a while. What a time! What a time to be alive.
I miss quelling blading wards.
Ah, same. You know, that was pretty fun. We're tangling them.
Mid, and it was just like
beyond. Kind of a surprising place to get jumped here. Finger of Death. Down he goes. Nice read by Nemesis as they take down what had been a pretty big hero for Team Yakutou Brothers in Game 1. Take the death.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting smoke because there wasn't really an objective. Like, they're not there for the XP Shrine. I guess they're kind of on a siege wave. So you could argue that was like what they were going for, but they're not even staying to push the tower. So it's just kind of like a map read smoke where you're like, okay guys, we're going to go here, and this is where it has to be. We're going to get a kill for free. And they're right.
Yeah, good catch there. Suddenly mid lane in trouble, and dead is Eris. However, okay, Baboka, hold on. He's got the coil. Mac, down he goes. I think they might have snapped that coil with the sprout. Akashi trying to help. All of a sudden, Baboka jumping in a second time. Beautiful micro there on the Hurricane is going to force a death onto Jing as Fly, he picks up all 3 kills in this engagement. A much needed investment into his economy. I'm sure he's feeling way better after that. I'm not sure how that exactly started. I just saw Fly with a track, and suddenly a team fight broke out.
Yeah, they just kind of, I think the starter just blinked on him and just like ran when he was pushing the wave out. And then it starts this fight where Void goes in, doesn't really respect the coil. Then TV, again, he does do damage. Even when his game's like okay, it's not crazy. Just having meta plus illusions, especially when it's paired with the Sardar, like minus armor, you just have this like really high physical damage that they can't actually fight into.
That's true.
And I will say kills like that at this time in the game, like this 15 to 20 minute mark, getting some random double kill or triple kill in cores, especially when you're slightly behind, it changes the whole pace of the game. Like I've played so many games and watched so many games where you feel like one team's winning comfortably, everything's good, and you make like one small mistake and some guy randomly gets a double kill or a triple kill, and you're like, wow. I just feel like the game's just different. Like, it's not even close to what it felt like 30 seconds ago.
No, definitely. And I think what I'm kind of realizing about that fight is right now Nemesis, bar none, single target, phenomenal. Phenomenal single target. They find you alone on the map, you're probably going to die 100-0, nothing you can do about it. However, when it comes to like actual crowd control, Mac, without an Ag Scepter, you know, you're basically hoping for a really good vacuum into an Earth Spike or something like that. So you can kind of see like Yakutou Brothers just kind of able to stand their ground, a little bit of in and out, and as soon as they get a coil onto Mac, the fight breaks down pretty quickly for Nemesis.
Yeah, I think Darkseer kind of needs to be in every single fight if they want to win the fights. Because now when he kind of showed up after there's already 2 heroes dead, like Bounty was dead, Void was dead, and if he was there at the start of the fight, yeah, I think they would win. Like if he was there with the Void, he was able to mech him, he was able to surge him, give him Iron Shell, like click all his buttons, but again, he's just like a little too late.
Doesn't work out this time around, and honestly, a fairly good use of the puck support. We're also seeing Baboka just press coil, right place, right time. But that's half of playing support, I would say, right? Just being in the right place, right time to press your buttons. And he's doing a pretty good job at keeping these waves pushed out top lane as well. He's just constantly shoving over the curveball and, you know, making sure that the Ion Shell creeps are held at bay, tier 2 towers not taking this chip damage with the Helm creep. It's not been bad at all. It wasn't great in the lane, but it's been interesting.
Something cool is it's been kind of a recent thing I've like heard about for Void, but so on Void Spear here, Rush Shard. He went like relatively early. It was just Vessel into Shard. And basically what he's doing is he's walking around and he's pressing Remnant on every camp as he walks by. And because he like does the little spinny thing, he basically farms a camp for free. And then he can walk away and push out a wave at the same time. So it's actually letting him farm extremely fast compared to how Void Spirits usually farm. So it's like pretty cool to see him do that. And okay, even at the same time, he's the lowest net worth core in the game, but imagine if he did not have this farming tool, how bad his game would be. So
yeah, no, that's very true.
Look at the wins.
That's very true. Nemesis, after that last fight, they haven't really found an opportunity to go for a bit of a scrap. So instead, their objective in mind is going to be that Tormentor. Yakutou, they were smoked on the other side of the map. They're going to be able to get a tier 1 tower in exchange for this, but you also have Jing picking up that free Lion Shard. That's always a nice one.
It's a really good one. But this game, it's actually pretty bad because I think the biggest thing about it is versus these like magic damage teams where it's like, oh, you press it, you get a free BKB, and you kind of just sit there, but TB looks at him. For what, 1 second he's dead. Same with Stardust, same with Night Stalker. Yeah. It's like pure physical damage. So to be honest, I think it would have felt better on Bounty. I think the Bounty one is pretty underrated.
Friendly Shadow. You want your friends to be gone. Oh well, yeah. There's that shard. Look at that thing go. Holy moly. It's interesting that the creeps don't aggro. Sometimes, you know, on some abilities they'll aggro. Like if you're Warlock and you try making soup, they'll leave. But this one, they don't care.
Yeah, I think it's like a weird. It probably, I think it has to do with whether the damage is originating from you or not or something. And since it's like spinning, maybe it's
that
like
makes
the
sense.
itself is doing damage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or you're just too far away. Like the Void can be so far away that the creeps don't aggro to him.
He was pretty close to that camp. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but interesting nonetheless, as that is Yakutou Brothers set up properly with Vision on the side. Eris trying to find an opening for his team, instead finds a cold and wet embrace of a Slardar. Quickly put beneath the brine, and with the tier 2 tower down, they're going to move straight into Roshan. This is a lineup. Talk about that physical damage, that damage amplification as well. This is going to go very quickly.
Yeah, and I don't think Nemesis is going to get there in time to contest it. I feel like they're missing a lot of their timings right now for Nemesis. I think they didn't really abuse this like Darkseer timing to like take a good fight. So they're gonna look now.
They're trying. Pretty good positioning. Baboka's on the wrong side of this fight. Raven, 3-man back wall into the Earth Spike. It's as good as a start as you could get, especially with Fly dead off the beat. Emo nearly one-man punches Jing, eventually gets the kill, but he's fighting at a disadvantage. And Nemesis, they will be able to snipe the Roche. I can hardly believe that the perfect wraparound Baboka standing on the Radiant side of the river just wasn't there to break the smoke. It was perfect.
That was actually a perfect jump. I don't think you could ask for a better. It was triple vacuum into a Earth Spike with the wall dropped on top, the Void Spirit jumping in, getting all of his damage off. And I think they're lucky that only 2 heroes went down.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Emo's just so tanky. Just BKBs immediately. Holy moly.
Poor Lion, she's still dying in 2 hits.
Yeah, it gets the Guardian Greaves, and it's like, I've got a third of my HP back. Doesn't matter, deleted on the next bash anyway. Yeah, I mean, Yakutou Brothers, I see the logic there. They were set up pretty nicely with Baboka in front to break the smoke. You had you had the Bane behind ready to counter initiate or go in with a save, but it's just perfect pathing by
It's
Nemesis.
definitely one of those plays that they're gonna look back in the replay and watch, like someone on the team is gonna be like, oh, this was a good play if we did it better, and someone's gonna be like,
Yep.
we shouldn't have rushed, it's
Now,
greedy.
fight breaking out. They're going to try and get through Mac, but he's going to be saved even from the crypt. The Force Staff away. 2 dead already for Yakutou Brothers as they fight into the Aegis. The aggression, they didn't even have Metamorphosis. Just trying to get a quick pick off there is not going to go his way. And suddenly, Terrorblade in even more trouble. A bash on in, down goes Jing, even through the shard. No chance for Flyfly to get a single Sunder off. I don't know if we've seen a single one this game. And Emo, he is not safe under the cover of that BKB TP. He is going to go down to boot. This game spiraling so far out of control here after that Roche play.
Well, before that Roche thing, I think the last thing I was gonna say is I feel like they haven't really used the Darkseer to like take good fights as a team, and they finally did. Like they take this like good 5v5, they take another pretty much 5v5, so they're getting these fights that their draft really needs, as opposed to getting picked off, right? Because I think when the game was getting worrisome for them, it was TB walks up, either just kills a hero with right clicks or kills a tower with right clicks, right? Like they're never the one starting, but now they're actually all together on the same page. They go in, they kill a guy, they kind of help each other kite, and now it's like about a 10k swing in the span of 3 minutes or so.
Yeah, and now we're just in any old NP game, it feels like, where your waves are shoved in. Darkseer's making that worse with the Helm Creep and the Ion Shells. You got Bounty Hunter like trying to scout ahead for you, setting up these kills in ahead of time. For Yakutou Brothers, see how they can try and turn this around. We're going to have to see, no pun intended, a little bit of a curveball from them, I think, here. But for now, it's just beyond force to try and BKB TP way again. Akashi getting right in there. Lacks that burst damage. I don't think he's got a Daedalus or anything quite yet. Going for an AC first after this Yolmer. But it's getting scary this game.
Almost an AC, though. Which is a really good item for physical damage. Gives everyone a little armor. Hopefully your line won't get 2-shot. Maybe it'll be like 3 if he's lucky, 4 hits.
Yeah, maybe 4 with the Greaves.
Maybe. Let's not go too crazy.
Yeah, that's true. A Lion can.
I think they go high ground.
What's stopping them? There's no BKB on Beyond right now, right? They just go for it.
Yeah, Raven he did by Crimson Guard, so all this physical damage, this like right click that you're worried about, doesn't really exist anymore.
And that value plate mail. I mean, he's going for the Lotus eventually, of course, to help with the silences and all the other abilities, but just such a value item right now, that build up. Okay, good damage here onto the NP, who's going to get caught now by this coil on the jump on in. 3-man back.
Good
wall, it's pretty darn good, and Flyfly focused on down. Ollie's quick to boot, and Beyond without a BKB just cannot run down these heroes. 3 dead, just like that, Gunner, and GG is dropped. We're going to a game number 3.
And I think that was such a fast turnaround. It was all that Roche fight, right? Like before the Roche fight, I think early game was really good for Nemesis, and then I think they started getting outmaneuvered, to be honest. I think the TV was showing up to some good fights, like he killed mid, he killed, I think Lion randomly killed this tier 2, and I really do think that they were getting outmaneuvered for this like 5 or 6 minute period. But just the choice to go to the Roche pit, I think was a bit too greedy. And